Facts. To know. What does love mean, exactly? Understanding is love's other name. That to love another means to fully understand his or her suffering. Suffering refers to any source of profound dissatisfaction, be it physical, or psychological, emotional, or spiritual. Understanding, after all, is what everybody needs. But even if we grasp this on a theoretical level, we habitually get too caught in the smallness of our fixations to be able to offer such expansive understanding. If you pour a handful of salt into a cup of water, the water becomes undrinkable. But if you pour the salt into a river, people can continue to draw the water to cook, wash and drink. The river is immense, and it has the capacity to receive, embrace and transform. When our hearts are small, our understanding and compassion are limited, and we suffer. We can't accept or tolerate others and their shortcomings, and we demand that they change. But when our hearts expand, these same things don't make us suffer anymore. We have a lot of understanding and compassion, and can embrace others. We accept others as they are, and then they have a chance to transform. The question then becomes how to grow our own hearts, which begins with a commitment to understand and bear witness to our own suffering. When we feed and support our own happiness, we are nourishing our ability to love. That's why to love means to learn the art of nourishing our happiness. Understanding someone's suffering is the best gift you can give another person. Understanding is love's other name. If you don't understand, you can't love. And yet, because love is a learned dynamic interaction, we form our patterns of understanding and misunderstanding early in life, by osmosis and imitation rather than conscious creation. If our parents didn't love and understand each other, how are we to know what love looks like? The most precious inheritance that parents can give their children is their own happiness. Our parents may be able to leave us money, houses and land, but they may not be happy people. If we have happy parents, we have received the richest inheritance of all. Often, we get crushes on others not because we truly love and understand them, but to distract ourselves from their suffering. When we learn to love and understand ourselves, and have true compassion for ourselves, then we can truly love and understand another person. Sometimes we feel empty, we feel a vacuum, a great lack of something. We don't know the cause, it's very vague, but that feeling of being empty inside is very strong. We expect and hope for something much better, so we'll feel less alone, less empty. The desire to understand ourselves, and to understand life is a deep thirst. There's also the deep thirst to be loved and to love. We are ready to love and be loved. It's very natural. But because we feel empty, we try to find an object of our love. Sometimes we haven't had the time to understand ourselves, yet we have already found the object of our love. When we realize that all our hopes and expectations, of course, can't be fulfilled by that person, we continue to feel empty. You want to find something, but you don't know what to search for. In everyone there's a continuous desire and expectation. Deep inside, you still expect something better to happen. Real and truthful love is rooted in 4 elements: loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity, fostering which lends love the element of holiness. The first of them addresses this dialogic relationship between our own suffering and our capacity to fully understand our loved ones. The essence of loving kindness is being able to offer happiness. You can be the sunshine for another person. You can't offer happiness until you have it for yourself. So build a home inside by accepting yourself, and learn to love and heal yourself. Learn how to practice mindfulness in such a way that you can create moments of happiness and joy for your own nourishment. Then you have something to offer the other person. If you have enough understanding and love, then every moment, whether it's spent making breakfast, driving the car, watering the garden, or doing anything else in your day, can be a moment of joy. This interrelatedness of self and other is manifested in the 4th element as well, equanimity. The Sanskrit word for which, apeksha, is also translated as inclusiveness and non-discrimination. In a deep relationship, there's no longer a boundary between you and the other person. You are her, and she is you. Your suffering is her suffering. Your understanding of your own suffering helps your loved one to suffer less. Suffering and happiness are no longer individual matters. What happens to your loved one happens to you. What happens to you happens to your loved one. In true love, there's no more separation or discrimination. His happiness is your happiness. Your suffering is his suffering. You can no longer say, that's your problem. Supplementing the 4 core elements are also the subsidiary elements of trust and respect, the currency of love's deep mutuality. When you love someone, you have to have trust and confidence. Love without trust is not yet love. Of course, first you have to have trust, respect, and confidence in yourself. Trust that you have a good and compassionate nature. You are part of the universe, you are made of stars. When you look at your loved one, you see that he is also made of stars and carries eternity inside. Looking in this way, we naturally feel reverence. True love cannot be without trust and respect, for oneself and for the other person. The essential mechanism for establishing such trust and respect is listening something so frequently extolled by Western psychologists, therapists, and sage grandparents, that we have developed a special immunity to hearing it. To love without knowing how to love wounds the person we love. To know how to love someone, we have to understand them. To understand, we need to listen. When you love someone, you should have the capacity to bring relief and help him to suffer less. This is an art. If you don't understand the roots of his suffering, you can't help, just as a doctor can't help heal your illness if she doesn't know the cause. You need to understand the cause of your loved one's suffering in order to help bring relief. The more you understand, the more you love, the more you love, the more you understand. They are two sides of one reality. The mind of love and the mind of understanding are the same. Often, when we say I love you, we focus mostly on the idea of the I, who is doing the loving, and less on the quality of the love that's being offered. This is because we are caught by the idea of self. We think we have a self, but there is no such thing as an individual separate self. A flower is made only of non-flower elements, such as chlorophyll, sunlight and water. If we were to remove all the non-flower elements from the flower, there would be no flower left. A flower cannot be by herself alone. A flower can only be with all of us. Humans are like this too. We can't exist by ourselves alone. We can only be. I am made only of non-me elements, such as the earth, the sun, parents and ancestors. In a relationship, if you can see the nature of interbeing between you and the other person, you can see that his suffering is your own suffering, and your happiness is his own happiness. With this way of seeing, you speak and act differently. This in itself can relieve so much suffering. The remainder of How to Love explores the simple, profoundly transformative daily practices of love and understanding, which apply not only to romantic relationships, but to all forms of interbeing. Thanks for watching the video. For more update to my new videos, press the bell icon. And please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to support my channel. Thank you.